So for a while now, I've been trying to figure out how to securely and conveniently mount things to the rear platform of the 4Runner. Now, we put things like water tanks and chairs and all sorts of stuff back there, and I want to have their own spot, but mainly I want to have a convenient and easy way to strap stuff down. Ratchet straps, in my mind, they're not convenient, they're not easy. I mean, they're easy in concept, but when you strap stuff down with them, you have to ratchet them down, then you have to undo the ratchet. You have this huge strap going everywhere when you've undone stuff. It just gets clunky and messy, and I don't like it. I want it clean, I want it convenient, and one-handed operation if possible. And I think I've figured out a way to do that. So let's look at the stuff we need. We're gonna mount some of the anchors ourselves, and then I'm gonna show you my idea, and we'll see if it works out. All right, so what you're looking at is the rear platform that I've been building in the back of the 4Runner. And we want to put some anchors about here, here, and here to tie various things down. And here's my idea. So we're going to use these anchors. I like these a lot so far. They're quick and convenient. They come with all the hardware you need. But basically what it is, it's like a D-ring with a mounting base, and you just clip it in. All right. Those are going to be mounted here. We have to figure out how to like blind mount this since I can't get under here to put the bolts in or the nuts on. So I have kind of an idea on how we're going to do that. And then we're going to use this strap. Don't worry, this will all come together. I like these straps because they're like rubber coated on the back. They have this protective sleeve. This is just a cinch strap. I like them because this rubber coating kind of protects the stuff that this comes up against. But this, trust me, I think this will work. Just stay with me for a second. Let's go modify this base plate, and then we'll come back here and try to work this in. This is the backing plate for our anchor base plate, right? So you drill 2 holes. Ideally, you slip the backing plate under, you bolt together, sandwich it between the materials, so you have a nice, strong, secure mount. However, like I showed you, I can't get the backing plate that deep under my cabinet, and I won't be able to get the nuts there on the back there either. So my kind of idea is we're going to drill a 7/8 hole. I think that's going to work. We're going to kind of affix the nuts to the back of this kind of loosely, and we're just going to bend this to fit through that hole. So it's going to remain, it's going to kind of retain some of its structure since we're bending it. I guess you could cut this into a flat bar and make your own, but by bending it, I think it's going to make it stronger and less likely to pull through the material since we're going to have a 7/8 hole right here, about that big. The idea for me though is, like I said, by bending it, we'll be able to slip it through the hole in the bolts, and then this edge material will hopefully grab enough. That's kind of the idea. I'm hoping that it works, but I don't know. I don't really know, but I guess we won't know until we give it a try, and if not, I'll just put a plug in my deck. So we're gonna have to figure out how much to bend this, and the only thing I can think of is just take this and kind of scribe it, and then we'll draw a line connecting those two. We'll bend it, and I think without too much work, I think what we can also do after we scribe this, we can probably sink the nuts on the back side and bend this to hold the nuts in place, or if that doesn't work, I'll just weld them. So you can see this is the kind of stuff I'm working with here. Now I placed my little bases where I think I want them. So I'm just going to mark them real quick, take all those out, then we'll start mounting our little anchor bases. All right, let's do the hardest one first, and hopefully we can get this. Have to be careful not to drill too far through because I don't want to hit my fridge. Okay. right, I think that'll do it. So, I don't quite know. I'm gonna fit that in there and be able to grab it. So I'm just gonna feed one of these screws through to begin with. And use that as a way to guide it in there. That way we don't have to lose it and go fishing it out. Hopefully. I need something to push it. But seems have to work. So let's see, can we? Yeah, there we go. By the way, if you haven't seen this kit, it's awesome. I have a little quick video on it, but it's just a little 1/4-inch ratchet with like an extension that can go here, extend it this way, make a T-handle. It's all sorts of cool stuff, honestly. But we're gonna see if I can get this started just by doing this. So I don't have high hopes, but we'll give it a shot. It's really gonna come down to if there's enough thread, and it looks like there might be. If you ever wonder why things take so long sometimes, it's for things like this. I have this 1/4-inch ratchet that I really would like to use. It'll be easier getting there. But guess what? I don't have a deep well socket that fits that nut for this ratchet. So I'm gonna have to use this big clunky guy in here in hopes that I can actually get it in there. It's little things like that go on during, everyday projects for the homeowner. The do-it-yourself guy that just takes everything twice as long. Okay. That worked out well. Now this one's gonna be much, much, much tighter. Okay. Let's see. All right. Okay, now we're gonna put everything in, and then we're gonna make the straps. So, tables and chairs are gonna go on their own because I figure you use these together. And if you're pulling the chairs out, you may or may not use the table, but it can just sit there. So to build the straps, what I did is I took a length of strap material that I cut off my cinch straps. And I just tied a knot and put a loop in it. What we're gonna do is we're just gonna go through here and do this. Now, if you were really good, you could probably sew this and make it look nicer. I don't have the sewing machine or the skill to be able to do that. So we're just going to do something like that, I think. See if this works. That can just go back on there. And then we're going to do the same thing on this end, but we got to be a bit more careful because we want this side. I'll show you. We want the cinch side not just straight, but we want it in an area that's going to make sense. So let's see here. I want it something like that, I think, so you can yank on it and pull it down if you catch my drift, what's going on. I think on this side, we're going to do the same thing. Make a nice little clean little loop, and then we'll, hopefully that's, yeah, I think that'll be good enough. And we'll cut off this excess and make it look nice. Always burn your ends. Always. That way these things can't come unraveled. And they'll last a lot longer. Alright, there's one. And then we're going to have to shorten this other strap, but we're not going to do that until we get this completed. So here we go, just like that. I might actually cut that one a little shorter, but let me do the water tank and then I'll show you how they come out and how easy it is. Okay, so now let me show you how fast this works. So yes, you still have a strap here, except you pop this, boom, this guy clips, and now your strap is undone. You can take it down. And if you go reverse, right, take this guy. These are all on swivels, so it doesn't really matter which way you go because it'll straighten itself out. Pop that guy in, and then you just crank it down until you're good, and there you go. So I think these straps are going to be awesome. They're very secure, as you saw. The anchor points are secure. They're quick and easy, very clean, and you can actually make them cleaner if you had more time. I don't, because we're getting ready to leave on a trip up to the Lost Coast of California. So stay tuned for that, where we do a few little clips up there. But I think this is nice. Now, granted, right, if you undo the strap slightly, the way the water tank is currently situated, you can slide the tank out or slide the chairs out if you undo it slightly. But really what I made this for is things that have loops that you go through. So like our shower system, our other auxiliary tank back there, it has a loop that you put the strap through and tighten it down. And that's when you kind of have to undo things. Whereas with this system, you just slightly undo it, pop that anchor off, and pull the thing out. But much more convenient, I think, much easier. And I think it's cleaner. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Let me know if you have suggestions to make this better. Constantly improving, constantly trying to make it better, and constantly trying to make my camp setup easier, because an easy camp setup is a fun camp. That's what I think. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Really appreciate it, and we'll see you in the next set of videos.